Good morning, everybody. Another beautiful Sunday morning here in Liverpool, and another video where I will be starting here. Desmond L. Bannon family funeral directors, Culshaw House, the former Martin's Bank, but it's not exactly here I want to show you. I'm going to go down Lodge Lane, but look at this first. The Boundary Pub. Anyone memories of the Boundary Pub? A landmark on the corner of Smithdown Road, where I am now, and Lodge Lane here in Liverpool. It was built back in 1902 by Kane's Brewery. Of course, Kane's Brewery was founded in Liverpool in 1858. It's a little bit dated, but a fascinating building that is there. But anyway, as you can see, we are now on Lodge Lane, and we are in Toxeth, with its fascinating history that we will talk about along the way. First, we passed this car wash. Remembers when that was does anyone remember when that was a car dealership? I think it was Lodge Lane Used Motors, was it? Something like that. As you can see, we're here in Toxeth. Now, as we come up to Buttermere Street here, there's something I want to show you. Let's cross over. Now, on the corner here of Buttermere Street, does anyone remember when this corner building was a William Hill? It's now this building at the back, Golden Gloves Boxing Gym. They moved here from around, I'm going to say about 2020, not exactly sure. But the mural is by John Culshaw, a name we've heard already, the Culshaw building. And we'll hear again as we make our way down Lodge Lane. Established 1947, that gym. But as I say, it only moved there around 2020. But we move on. And I think I will cross over to talk about this building over here. In fact, let's see if we can see that. Let's cross over and we can see it properly. So just next door to Buttermere Street and the Golden Gloves Boxing Gym, we have Murals supermarket. This building was actually built as a variety theatre which opened in 1908, called the Pavilion Theatre. Now in 1961 it was converted into a Mecca bingo club. I only ever remember it as a bingo hall, and in 1986 there was a huge fire here. As we can see, the Murals supermarket continues there in this bit of a decrepit, derelict building. We have Merseyside Yemeni Community Association there. But as you can see, it was also the Pivy Snooker Club as well, as part of the Pavilion Theatre. So look at this. This was Edge Hill Library, a landmark here on Lodge Lane for decades due to its distinctive, don't know if you can see that, but it's a flame-topped clock tower. It's been here for 94 years this year. I think I'll have to double check. I'll put it on the screen if I'm wrong. 94 years. It was earmarked for demolition and to be replaced with flats, but luckily this architectural gem will remain. For how long, we don't know. But anyway, next door was the site of Lodge Lane Public Baths. I'll try and insert a picture of what it was, or what it looked like, should I say. The baths opened in 1878, which was also a wash house. It's lay derelict for decades, and I believe will be revived as part of a housing revolution. Look at that. LCES. Loving Lodge Lane. A pub that bit the dust. Who remembers the Masonic Arms? Closed around 2010, I believe. Lay empty for around 5 years before becoming what I remember it as a Jamaican restaurant. I think it was Jamaican, I'm pretty sure it was. And again, I'll try and insert a picture of what it was like. But yeah, don't know what it's going to be now. As you can see there, it looks like they've took the whole top of the building off. Like they're reducing it maybe right down to the footings and starting again. I'm not sure. Maybe we can find out, eh? So it's going to be flats. It's getting turned into flats. This fella's taking his couch for a walk. Seen it all, eh? And I believe on this site, where the old Bats was, is also going to be housing. So plenty of flats and housing along here and to be built. So have a little look down here. Loving Lodge Lane is the sign. Stop the genocide. A Palestine flag. It's a little bit, I don't know if you can make out over there, it's a little bit littered around here. Bit of dumping going on. Bit of a dumping ground. Look at the back of these buildings though. Can you see that? The old Bats. Nothing left of it. I don't know what that's meant to be, this thing here. This construction looks like old piping. Where people come, drink, eat and leave their absolute rubbish here. Modern art, eh? At its finest. Again, just over the road. Where are we? Does anyone remember this? Used to be called Le Dart, it's now Levant. Levant restaurant. Let's see, let's get closer. It was called Le Dart again. If I can get pictures, I'll put pictures up. On the corner of Longfellow Street here. Now it's Levant. I only ever remember it as Levant restaurants. Not very often I come down here, I'll be honest. But yeah, another pub that bit the dust. The Dart. In fact, look, you can still see the sign above there. The Dart there. Yeah, so that bit the dust. I don't know when. I'm not sure when that bit the dust. Morning, mate. Okay. Absolutely nothing. But anyway, we'll carry on, eh? I like this mural here. Please, peace. So what do we have here? Sham, Syrian food over here. I'll show you some of the shops that we have here on Lodge Lane. That's the only thing about coming in the day. The cars everywhere. But and the sun, I can't see my screen because of the sun. See Max. We've got a Rasta unisex salon here. Again, we'll cross over. So I'm going to show you the buildings in all their glory. We have L8 Barbers on the corner of Windsor View. And that was once, again, a pub named The Grapes. Does anyone remember that? And opposite it was an unused bit of land. But around 2009, these flats and businesses were built. But yeah, Windsor View over there on the corner, we have LA Pubs next to the shawarma Syrian food. Does anyone remember the Grapes and when it closed? I don't. Let's take a walk. Yeah, so around 2009, this was just a bit of wasteland before these were built. Now the flats and as you can see, businesses below. Kebabish Original. What have we got over there? Pound Power. And a fly in my mouth. And as you can probably see there, there's another new build. Today's. It's called Today's. I think that was called Broster, I think, at one time. I'm sure that was called Broasty or Broster. And over the road we have If Insurance, another bit of wasteland there as well on the corner, as you can see. MJ's Barbers, a lot of barbers down here. I'm sure as we go along here now, again I don't really come down these ways, but I'm sure this phone lodge was a L8 sports, like a sportswear shop. It was called L8 Sportswear. But we move on to the Middle East, and anyone remember this? Look at that for a building on the corner of Ritson Street here, which was, I believe, the Grosvenor Hotel, a pub that ceased many years ago, maybe the mid-80s, I'm not too sure. I know people were commented saying that they were drinking in the late 70s, early 80s, so I think that ceased about the late 80s. I'm not too sure, but we'll have a little look. Yeah, so it's the Middle Eastern now, eh? Let's have a little look. Oh, look at that, you can see here, it was the Grosvenor Hotel. These streets remind me of them ones off Smithdown. Look at that. Bit scruffy, aren't they? Yeah, the Grosvenor Hotel. International, a lot of international shops, as you can see over here. On the other corner, we're coming up to Tager Street, is it? Yeah, here we go, Tager Street. And we have this mural over here. Look at that for a mural. Again, guess who by? Mr. John Culshaw himself. Let's have a little look at this. Commissioned by the Greenhouse Project to convey a strong anti-gun and knife crime message. It's a universal message. It's not directed at the LA community. But the word peace appears in over 10 languages. As you can see, the English one there, but you've got Paz and Pax, Pigs, whatever. I can't pronounce all this. But yeah, over 10 languages is peace. On the corner of Aspen Grove here, what do we have? Another barber shop. General Services Money Transfer Place. It's all happening down on Lodge Lane. At BBC Food Awards 2015, for this market on the corner of Cedar Grove. And Loch Lane is known for its vibrant street life. It's a diverse, multicultural community, bringing together people from all over the world who've made it their home and part of making it one of the most vibrant streets in Liverpool. In fact, Lodge Lane has become a byword for multicultural Liverpool, I'd say. Unlike, you know, the areas on Smith Down and some of the areas that I mentioned, trying to think of, you know, London Road, you've got London Roads, you've got the areas on Smith Down that I spoke about. There's a few other areas that I can't quite remember. I feel like, you know, here there is integration. What's this road called? It looks a bit dumped down there as well. But yeah, on the corner here of Mossgrove, we're coming up to the corner of Mossgrove here. And this is Chaplin's Bar, and still is by the looks of things. I'm not too sure, but you can see there at the top the Charlie Chaplin's sign. Well, it just says Chaplin's Bar, but you can see Charlie Chaplin. Don't know if the camera will make that out, to be honest with you. And there it is. One of very few remaining pubs here along Lodge Lane. And then we come up to, look at this dominant spire here on this building on the corner of Fern Grove here, Chemist Lodge. And it's always been a chemist as far as I remember. It was Roland's pharmacy, wasn't it? Well, it was years ago, I'm sure it was. And now it's Chemist Lodge, eh? But look at that for it. I mean, sometimes we just don't look up at buildings, do we? We just see the shop fronts. And yeah, it's a beauty, that one. We'll walk on. And I think we'll cross over, because over here we also have... Oh, look at this rubbish though. I don't know if you can make out all this. There's just no need for it, is there? But yeah, over here, these shops have always been like that. I think there was a chippy there, it was called Lodge Chippy there a few years ago. I'm sure it was. But it's yeah, it's like a Lodge Lane mini market now, or mini mart should I say. This looks like a new build. I'm sure that was on the end there. I'm pretty sure that was nothing. It was a bit of wasteland, bit of a green area. And now it's yeah, it looks like a new, yeah, it's definitely a new build, that, isn't it? On the corner of Bentley Road there. I'll tell you what I'll do. We've gone round Lodge Lane. We'll have a little look down the side roads, eh? That's a good start as we enter our first side street off Lodge Lane. We'll zigzag up and down. I'm on the corner of Fern Grove now, and what we'll do, we'll zigzag up and down these roads. See what the roads just off Lodge Lane are like. I think that's where you get a real sense of what it's really like, don't you? What's that? Looks like a mechanics. Maybe an old mechanics. Looks like a bit of a yard, doesn't it? I don't know if the camera again makes out all this rubbish that's in there. But yeah, it's a bit of a tip. There's pans and blankets, cans, rubbish. Again, I don't know whether you can make it out, but you can see this. Rolled up carpets, half a couch. Here on Fern Grove. Have a boss day. Some people are so poor, all they have is money. What a quote that is. Was that by Bob Marley, was it? I never knew this was here on the corner. Didn't know this church ever existed. It's an L8 food market. Obviously a church as well. Don't know what the church is. We'll find out what the church is called, eh? We'll find out what this church is called now. Lovely building though, look at that. Never knew that was down here. St. Bede's Church. At the bottom of Hartington Road. Or the bottom of Ferngrove, which leads on to Hartington Road, should I say. Apologies. Wow, look at that. Now that is dangerous. That's dangerous, that should not be open. I'll probably have to report that, to be honest. Is it not a girl? So yeah, St. Bede's Church, I never knew that existed, I'll be honest. And there's an Elite food market inside there. A little bit of dumping ground here. Anyway, we're going to make our way up to, and we'll walk up Moss Grove, eh? Let's see what Moss Grove's like. For some reason they've closed this road off now. That wasn't like that when I walked down. Again, just look at this. It's sad of all the rubbish that's here. Sorry. But yeah, look, they've closed this off. I wonder what for. I'll go and find out. So that road was closed because there's a Tiber, like a football club community thing that takes place, and they're like rejuvenating the area as well. They've just tarmacked a bit, but the car park was full. It gets really busy. It's a really interesting project that helps young individuals get into football. They're building basketball courts as well along here. Along there where we've just been then. So yeah, it was quite an interesting project set up to help the youngsters around here. It's a great community though. Elite is a tight-knit community, I'd say. But just some things, I mean, I suppose like any other area, it's just let down a bit by rubbish, isn't it? Look at this. You know, it's a carpet, or a rug, should I say, in cardboard boxes, which you can easily get rid of. There is these like underground bins that you can use, but people decide to just dump rubbish on the corner of most of these side streets. Yeah, it's just a nice one. It really lets this area down, I say. But apart from that, you know, it is a great community, LA's. Anyway, I've made my way back to the top of Lodge Lane now, and yeah, fascinating history along here, which a lot are probably not even touched on, but fascinating buildings, a fascinating culture, and let's end it here, where it all began. Thanks all for watching.